I was playing a lot of pickleball, and around 2015, 16, I went in to see a doctor, and he said I qualified for knee surgery at that time. And I just denied it. I said, no, I don't need knee surgery. Well, then over the next 4 or 5 years, it's become increasingly worse. And I finally made the decision that, if I don't get these repaired and I live long enough, I'm going to be in a wheelchair. And I saw one of my friends with his son out there, and I got talking to him. And I don't know, we got into it. And he says, you need to see my cousin. And I said, you're kidding me. He said, yes, he's done over 6,000 of these. He was specially trained in Chicago. The name's Dr. Robert Ference. And I said, I'm going to see him. And we hit it off. And Dr. Ference, I mean, we become friends. I mean, I could call him just about any time I want. He calls me and checks up. And I mean, when somebody's done 6,000 of these surgeries or plus, he's not practicing anymore. He's doing surgery. And so I said, that's where I'm going. Not only did he x-ray the knees, but he x-rayed the hips, because he said, a lot of times it migrates down and it's really a hip problem. So anyway, but when you meet him, when you sit down and you talk with him, I mean, he doesn't see he sees himself as he's got a gift, and that gift he uses to bless people with. Just an amazing fellow. When you sit down, he just, the confidence just flows, and you just know that, hey, this is the right guy. My sister and my wife said a quick little prayer, and because he wants that gift, to be something that is exercised, and he's just a wonderful. You can't. I tell you, you wouldn't know he's a doctor. He says, "Call me Bobby." I mean, I just got a gift. Just a great guy. My wife was on 24/7 call, okay, but she thought it was going to be a lot worse. She said the first week or so, I'm a little impatient. I placed a lot of demands upon her, but then the couple of machines came, one that would help with the icing, a continuous where it has compression and so forth. That came. And then the X10 machine, it was a little delayed, unfortunately, but it came. And, the visiting nurse, and which was, Mandy, and then another gal, Jay, and then another one, Caitlin, working on getting the range of motion. And it's been wonderful. I was only 4 days on the walker and 3 days on the cane, and I've been without it ever since. I jumped off the cane a little quicker than anybody else. But in fact, I'm going to be getting another knee surgery, and I want those same 3 gals. They were just super, but I'm sure they all are. But now I got to know them and what to expect, and that made me feel. And of course, the stiffness going away each day. You'd gain a little more where you didn't have that stiffness, and then you'd get over to the extreme, and then you'd feel the stiffness, and you kept gradually. And I'm still dealing with a little bit of stiffness here and there, but it's nothing compared to that initial, when you just figured, boy, that leg wants to lock in that position and stay there. Even when they weren't here, they would call me on the phone. And on the weekends, they would say, by the way, this is my weekend off. If there's any issues, call. In other words, I knew that I had them right there whenever I needed them. And we worked it, and it just kept right on going. But I think the biggest thing is people just are unaware of what that X10 machine and what it can do for you. To get on that machine 3 times a day, and but you got kind of cabin fever while you're recovering here. So getting on it 3 times a day is no big deal, because you're looking for activity. You're looking for some reason to get out of the chair to walk around and do things. So. And hopefully that will happen. People will feel less reluctant to have it done, and know that going forward, if you live long enough, you don't want to get into a wheelchair. And these new surgeries are going to keep you out of that wheelchair.